try the Nutcracker out. Now you have to understand, this is probably one of the hardest well, it's not even a piece, it's a show. One of the hardest productions I've ever done. And the reason it's one of the hardest productions I've ever done is because you have no script, you have no lines, you have to know your music. And the music is classical music. And it is difficult, classical music. And the difference between the students you are about to see and myself is I grew up on this music, so I know it. But to bring it to students who've never seen it is like to ask them to speak a foreign language right on the spot after, let's see, we started in October, so after 2.5 months, speak French, go. A little bit impossible. Having said that, these students rose to the challenge. They really came a long way. They learned a lot. Now the reason we had to downsize a little bit is because we ran through just some unforeseen difficulties along the way that had nothing to do with the dancers and nothing to do with us. But we had to sort of downsize. Also, because of the nature of this production and the difficulty, the students and I never quite made it past that last hurdle, which is me standing in the back, not helping them at all. And that is this was a tall order to begin with. But I felt very strongly that I wanted to show you what they have done, because what they have done is really brilliant, considering all things. The things you will notice is that there are touches that are not quite finished. And that's just the nature of how we worked. But they deserve so much credit for the amount that they did learn, for the music that they did learn, for the choreography that they did learn. And we are very glad to share it with you, and thank you so much for coming to see us. So before we start, I'd like to ask you to please take out your phones. I'm taking out mine as well. And please put them on silent. Lucky for you, we do not have microphones. If we did, I'd tell you to turn your phones off because it affects our microphones. But if you would please turn your phones to silent, I'm doing the same. Also, I ask that there be no flash photography. We do have a videographer in the back who is capturing all of this. And flash photography will absolutely distract the dancers. As a matter of fact, we had our photo teacher, Mr. Yarbrough, during one of our dress rehearsals, and the kids were freaking out a little at the flash. So let's not add to their excitement tonight with your flash photography. I would like you to please refrain from filming. You don't need to. We have it. We are willing to share it. I ask you to enjoy. And enjoy